I always thought this would be an interesting story to tell, even from the first time I heard about it. And the fact that the examples of that footage that I'd seen showed water damage on the side of the frame, I thought that would also fit into my oeuvre, if you will, the deterioration that I've used in some of my other work. So this was kind of, I say, an idea I had in my sock drawer, just something I'd like to do someday. I came out of a perhaps more image-driven film tradition that some people would call avant-garde or experimental. At any rate, it was, and I still think I'm compelled mostly by the image in a film, and then seek those images that also have significance outside of the fact that they look cool, as a painter, as a visual artist, the first thing I was looking for was a striking, compelling image, and that still drives my work. I think in the last 10 years or so, I've become concerned with finding striking images that have a historical context, and using historical context as a skeleton or a frame on which I can insert images that are visually interesting. And so a story like Dawson City allowed me to do that. And I think the use of music also comes from this earlier tradition, and then or the tradition of mine, using images and cut with music. I introduced that into what otherwise would be a historical documentary as a way of kind of framing it in a poetic or some ways more epic tale. Yes, it's about a film collection, but it's also about much more than that. Well, I mean, one thing I can't stand is this music that approximates the silent film era that you often hear with silent films, and I find that that's very confining, So I understand the historical tradition and also the economic facility which you can put a person playing a piano to accompany a film, but I think that it limits our understanding of what that film is, or makes us trivialize it some way. And what I'm trying to do with the use of music is to bring you out of those preconceptions and create a different environment in which you can also honor the people of the past as sort of contemporary as well. The conflict, I don't know if it's between digital and analog media. I think both are important. One's important for us today as living beings communicating with one another. The digital media is like of paramount importance, and shouldn't be discarded or run away from or somehow put at a lower level than the analog media. The analog media is for posterity. It's for future generations. It's for how we want to be remembered, and how we can make what we make today last, so that it can be scanned at, again, a higher resolution for future generations. But it's very easy to say film is good, digital is bad, but I don't think we can really make those categorical distinctions. I think the two things have to exist side by side.